Well, folks, we're visiting today with Steve White, Chris Waters, and Angie Shockley. They are collectively the owners of Canaan Valley Spa and Wellness Center and also Valley View Cabin Resort in Davis, West Virginia, beautiful Tucker County, West Virginia. Steve, Chris, and Angie, thanks for being on the podcast today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
It's great to have you with us, and I look forward to learning more about your business.
Positively West Virginia. Positively West Virginia.
Positively West Virginia is powered by Breezeline high-speed fiber internet and sponsored by Highmark, West Virginia, Freedom Kia of Morgantown, and Humble Influence. With the help of these sponsors, we're able to share the positive business stories of West Virginians, including the one from today's episode.
All right, guys. So, Steve, I want to start with you. You're kind of the visionary for this whole thing, bringing along Chris and Angie. Tell us a little bit about the vision you had for this whole property in Davis, West Virginia.
Well, I've been coming to Tucker County for now probably about 20 years.
Yeah.
And one thing that you keep hearing is that this is a beautiful area, and there's all kinds of things to do in the wintertime. But as far as the rest of the time, when it's not skiing, what is there to do? And people have been lamenting that fact for forever. And people said, well, you need some things to do. And one of the things you threw out was maybe have like a spa, something for people to come in, not ski related. They can do it in the off times or just during the times you don't have skiing. So I've been thinking about that and talking to people about that for probably 15 or 20 years. And
Really?
finally,
Wow.
This opportunity arose, and we're taking a stab at this.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about the location. You're there in Davis, West Virginia,
Yes.
kind of at the base of Timberline Resort,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, it's right down it's very close to Timberline Ski Resort.
Yeah.
And I think, plus, more importantly, the view is amazing. The Fish and Wildlife owns all the property across the street, and all this land is not going to be developed.
Yeah.
So it's got a wonderful view of the mountain and across the valley just from that area. So you got the view, you got the proximity to the ski resort. It's just an ideal place for something like this.
Ideal location for sure. It's beautiful. Haven't been to the resort yet, but I intend to go there. But I've seen it. I've seen it being built over the last couple of years, and it looks tremendous. So, Chris, from your perspective with Valley View Cabin Resort, you're kind of the partner in the cabin business there. Tell us a little bit about what you're bringing to Davis, West Virginia.
So with Valley View Cabin Resort, we have right now 11 modern luxury cabins, 7 one-bedroom units, and 4 two-bedroom units that we look to scale up over the next 3 or 4 years into about 30 units total.
Oh my goodness, that's great. So again, you're tying into Steve's vision. You guys are partners in this whole thing. What did you see as the potential here in Tucker County?
A lot of things that Steve already talked on. When you visit Tucker County, you truly do get that sense of wild and wonderful. The slogan for West Virginia is wild and wonderful,
Right.
and it's beautiful just about everywhere. But when you go there, the mountains are taller, the valleys are wider. The sky is bluer. The air seems more crisp.
Yeah.
Everything about the area truly is wild and wonderful.
Yeah, I love it. And, Steve, you talked about the skiing and so forth, but right up above the ridge there, Timberline, is Dolly Sods Wilderness. So you've got, vast, I don't know how many acres are there in Dolly Sods. One of my favorite places to go. But you've got that right in the backyard, too, the wilderness. So, Angie, you're the partner in the Spa and Wellness Center, Canaan Valley Spa and Wellness Center. How do you fit into this mix?
Well, I like Steve, and I've known Steve for a long time, and we had these conversations years ago about how a spa would be a wonderful addition to Canaan Valley, which is a great tourist destination. I grew up there.
Love it.
I love it. I really love contributing to the county as a whole, making jobs. I'm an entrepreneur in the area,
Love it.
and so it's very important to me. And so being able to bring some of my knowledge and the things that I'm passionate about to not only the tourist industry in Tucker County, but also to the local people. That was a very important part of this process for me.
Yeah, hospitality is a big driver of economic development here in West Virginia, tourism.
Yeah.
So you guys are both, or all three of you are actually part of that, right?
Yes.
Creating a place for people to come and stay, have spa and wellness. Angie, if you could tell us a little bit about the vision. First of all, is the spa and wellness center open?
Not yet.
Okay, when's it coming online?
Well, our grand opening is scheduled for October 11th.
Okay, but by this time, hopefully the podcast will be airing. So
Let's hope.
That sounds good.
Could be
That
great
sounds good.
timing.
That sounds great, yeah.
So I really hope to be open the week before that, kind of a soft opening for some local folks to come in and try some of our services.
Wonderful, yeah. Well, let's talk about that.
Services.
What can somebody expect? What's the vision when you open? What will a patron be experiencing?
It's a really magical building. It truly is. It's almost 9,000 square feet of healing
goodness.
space.
Wow.
And we are going to be offering some of the traditional spa services like massage, manicures, pedicures. There's a yoga studio. There's a fitness center there. But we're also doing some mineral soaks, which that's not something you can find a lot of places in West Virginia. And so they are really great for folks who are experiencing physical or emotional, any kind of struggle. Mineral soaks really help with that. We also have a halo therapy room, which is Himalayan salt that we'll be utilizing. We're going to be offering neurofeedback, which is also not something that you typically get in a spa, but that's something that we're going to offer as well.
Wonderful. What is that?
Neurofeedback is a way to retrain the pathways in the brain. And so if it's, you have someone who's struggling with sleep-wake patterns or some children who are really struggling with ADHD symptoms, neurofeedback is a non-invasive way to help them with those challenges.
That sounds amazing, Angie. We need to definitely stay in contact because I am your ideal customer. I need all of the above, all of it. That's awesome. I love it. All right, so Chris, talk about these cabins because when you describe them, and I've seen them from the outside, and they look wonderful. Hot tubs and all the amenities you would expect. Talk about what the experience. Somebody who is coming to the Valley View Cabin Resort, what can they expect?
An experience. A lot of times
Love it.
when you go to a cabin or go on vacation, you have a place to stay. We're not part of just the accommodations. We're part of your experience when you come to the Valley. Staying at the cabins, you touched on it. We have each one has a 5-person jacuzzi brand hot tub, full kitchen with stainless appliances, fire pit outside with complimentary firewood.
All right.
Fireplace inside, gas fireplace, TV package, premium channels, fiber connected internet. So pretty much everything that you would want in a modern luxury stay to meet the demands of today's traveler.
At a premier destination for adventure or just relaxation, whatever you want.
Yeah, and you mentioned it there, destination. We consider ourselves sort of the center of adventure.
That's right.
From where we're at, we're 15 minutes north to Blackwater Falls. We're 25 minutes south to Seneca Rocks. We're 35 minutes to Spruce Knob, the highest point in West Virginia. And you also mentioned it, just literally in our back door, you can see the top of Dolly Sods. So we're surrounded by multiple things in that area that are just what you want to come and visit.
I love it. Not to mention one of the most pristine views in West Virginia, the North Fork Mountain Trail, which often gets left off of people's list of great things to do in that area. And have you guys ever been on the North Fork Mountain Trail?
Yeah.
I have a picture of it sitting over here that I took on my iPhone. It's just massive.
I think it's the chimney.
Yeah, chimney top.
Chimney
Yeah.
tops.
Yeah.
That view looking there over across that rock wall is one of the most special views in West Virginia.
It absolutely is. And it's hard to get get to it, to be honest with you.
Well,
It's a challenging hike.
You
but,
touched on it there, and that's why not a lot of people talk about it, because to get to it, it is 2.5 miles straight up.
Exactly. Well, the first 3 steps are flat, and then it goes straight up. But that's right. That's good. That's good stuff. Well, I want to talk a little bit about your all's backgrounds. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick break. This is Positively West Virginia. We'll be right back. In a world obsessed with leadership, what if the real key to success is followership? We hear it all the time. Be a leader, take charge. But what if the most impactful people aren't the ones leading from the front? In Humble Influence, I explore how humility, collaboration, and shared purpose empower followers to create meaningful change in business, organizations, and relationships. Discover the strength of true followership with Humble Influence. Folks, we're back. We're visiting with Steve White, Chris Waters, and Angie Shockley. Collectively, they are the Canaan Valley Spa and Wellness Center and Valley View Cabin Resort in Tucker County, right there in Davis, West Virginia, at the base of Timberline. I want to learn a little bit about your background and share this with our viewers. Chris, tell us a little bit about your background and what you're doing.
So grew up in around Beckley, a little town called Shady Spring.
Of course, yeah.
Moved to Morgantown to go to school, and then was in Morgantown for over 25 years. Started this project in Canaan and pretty much worked on it for 2 years. I was driving back and forth from Morgantown to Canaan every day. Recently, in the last 4 months, moved into a house that we have just built. So.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Great stuff. Steve, how about you?
I grew up in Ohio, Southern Ohio, in the Athens County, Athens.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Columbus, Ohio, but I moved here about 50 years ago. So I've been in West Virginia for 50 years, raised a family, and I'm a retired attorney, and I also was a businessman for many years. So between my practice of law in business, I've been involved in a lot of different areas of job creation.
Entrepreneurship.
And also I was on the Tourism Commission for about 15 years.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
had an
amazing.
opportunity to go everywhere in the state and envision all these different areas. And it's really helped out as far as seeing all the other attractions in the state.
Yeah, and it's no wonder with people like yourself, visionary on the Tourism Commission, understanding that tourism is one of the biggest industries in our state.
It is incredible, and what you have to see, it's all the other areas, everything in the state. There's there's countless cities and counties that have, each one is unique and has different things to offer. And,
that's right.
And we just need to get out there and see our state first before we go out other places. Just so much to offer in West Virginia.
Absolutely. I love it. Angie, how about you? You mentioned that you're from this area, Davis, Tucker County, born and raised. Tell us a little bit about your background.
So I grew up, right in that area. Tucker County was my backyard, my playground, my whole life. Yeah. And I didn't live in Canaan Valley until about 20 years ago. Yeah. And I actually moved into the area from Randolph County, the next county over. But I graduated from Harmon High School, which is a little, second smallest school in the state. And I am also a graduate of West Virginia University. So is my husband, so are 2 of our 4 children. So we're definitely mountaineers. And I worked in the education field for a long time, and I worked for various companies. I worked through it was corporate America, and I was traveling a lot, learned a lot, and also realized that I really missed being home. I really missed being able to have my family in Tucker County, in that area, on our family farm, those kinds of connections. And so was able to leave corporate America and step into more of an entrepreneur role, and start some businesses. And then, having a relationship with Steve, and I was actually running a horseback riding stable. So when I left corporate America, that's what I did. I was running Timberline Stables, which was located on the same property where we now have the cabins and the spa building.
I love it.
And bringing Steve's family on trail rides up on Timberline Mountain.
That's so cool. What a great connection there.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, so let's talk about the property. You talked about it being a great view, and I can attest for that. Just driving by that as you guys were constructing that over the last couple years. How many acres is the property? First of all,
So 17 acres total.
that's great. Mm-hmm. That's a nice chunk of land. Now, can we talk about the building or the buildings? Who wants to take that one?
Yeah, let me hit
Steve.
that a little bit.
Yeah.
The spa itself was we went to a guy named Mark Bowe, a Barnwood Builders.
Of course, yeah, he was a guest on the show.
Okay, and he's had a TV show of his own that's been on for 19 years now, Barnwood Builders.
Of course.
But I heard about him, so I contacted him, and he was very excited. So we came up, and he actually did the exterior. He had big cranes up there, and they located this lumber that's over 150 years old.
Seriously?
So the
Wow.
building itself has a big story to it.
Mm-hmm.
We have this incredible lumber that's the backbone of the resort, and then from there it just took on a life of its own. But they did a really good job, and it's a very unique building. I mean, if you see this building, it's just amazing. And so we're very proud of this building.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll make sure that we have some pictures on this episode as well of that building, because I definitely want to learn about that and share that with people.
I can
Yeah,
get
Angie,
you
yeah.
from the groundbreaking
Yeah.
a video up to where we are now.
That would be awesome.
Just so you have it.
Chris, how about you? We didn't hit on this, but is Valley View Cabin Resort open for business now?
Yes, we've been open since December of last year.
Okay, how's it going?
Actually, really well. I would say the last 2 months we've been 80% or better occupied over the weekends.
Wow.
With more than half of them being fully occupied. So the weekend business is really good. As any business in accommodations and tourism, you try to build on the weekday business. Yeah. So that's where the spa helps to bring in synergy of being able to have retreats. We can have retreats, yoga retreats, corporate retreats, those type of things that will bring in our midweek business. Just having that line of business will help to fill in
Angie,
the midweek.
when we talk about retreats, like a wellness retreat or yoga retreat or something of that nature, they're staying in the cabins, they're coming to the wellness center to do their team building or whatever have you. What's the ideal situation? What does that look like? Do you have like an ideal persona of a client that would be perfect for this?
Wow, that's a great question. I really think it's broad. I think it's pretty broad because the building it houses a lot of opportunity. And so and having the cabins right next door is such a great opportunity for people who are coming in. So say you have someone who wants to come and host a retreat there, and I'm not the one facilitating the retreat. So this person's going to come in, they're going to rent a cabin, they're going to, guarantee Chris probably 6 to 8 cabins for other people coming in. And then they will operate their retreat in the spaces at the spa that they can use.
That's wonderful.
In conjunction with the cabins, and then some trails that are going to be built around the area so that you can incorporate nature, you can incorporate hiking. You've got that whole
my
mountain.
goodness, I can see it. The vision is strong.
Yeah.
I could see like a practitioner, maybe a person who has a wellness coaching business.
Yes.
And they want to grab their cohort that's all across the country, come to West Virginia, and we're going to give you a week of bliss.
Yes,
Peace,
that is happening.
Relaxation, adventure, the whole package.
The whole thing, yeah.
That is awesome. So I could see
staying
that.
in modern luxury accommodations.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it
just
truly
seems-
does create a full
experience, like you said.
for them.
Yeah. I think that's wonderful. I could see that as you were describing it in my head. So I'm going to ask Chris and Angie this. I'll start with Angie. What's your 30-second pitch?
Canaan Valley Spa and Wellness Center is a beautiful location to come and really kind of reconnect with who you are, reconnect with some nature, slow down, experience some services maybe you haven't thought about stepping into before, and grow as a person.
I love it. That was beautiful. You've rehearsed that a couple of times, I think. That was awesome. Chris, how about you?
Valley View Cabin Resort, like we touched on, modern luxury cabins. The experience is in the details. Once you step up on the porch, you immediately start to see all the details, from the reclaimed barnwood on the porch ceilings to the reclaimed porch posts, the stamped concrete on the porch, and then you step into the cabins, and it's you're blown away by the decorating, the full kitchen with stainless appliances, the fire pit, the fireplace, king bed with a full wall mural behind the beds that features a picture from the valley, large bathrooms with oversized showers, full-size washer and dryer, ski closet where you bring your skis in, say they're all iced up during the day. You bring your skis in, you hang them up in the closet. There's a drain in the floor that drains out the water. So
Love it.
You wake up in the morning, your skis are nice and fresh. You can start the day ready to go. So
Yeah, warm and dry.
Yes, sir.
I love it. That's great. This is Positively West Virginia. We'll be right back. Stay connected with an unbeatable deal from Breezeline. Voted best in Mountaineer Country for their reliable, high-speed fiber internet for a low cost, Breezeline is the best gig in town. You know, here at Interaction Media, we rely on high-speed internet every single day to ensure we can deliver the best content possible for our clients and when we publish Positively West Virginia each week. That's why we use Breezeline. It's affordable, fast, and they're great people as well. Learn more about Breezeline's internet, TV, and mobile options at breezeline.com.
Your prescriptions are designed to keep you healthy, active, full of life. At Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, we're making vital medicine more affordable. Because when your prescriptions don't cost an arm and a leg, you can use those limbs for something more meaningful. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, West Virginia.
Folks, we're back. We're visiting with Steve White, Chris Waters, Angie Shockley. They're collectively the owners and managers of Canaan Valley Spa and Wellness Center and Valley View Cabin Resort in Davis, Tucker County, West Virginia. Guys, I want to go around the horn again, and I would like to know the one thing that you're excited about for your business right now. Chris.
The future. Right now we have 11 cabins to see, 30 cabins on site with walking trails around the whole property, flower gardens, fountains, places for people to relax, community picnic tables, community fire pits. It's, this is an area that speaks for itself, but we have an opportunity here to create something that's truly special and truly unique for West Virginia, really.
Yeah, I love it. Steve.
Canaan Valley, it's just magical. It's the highest valley east of the Mississippi, and it's got all kinds of wildlife and everything, all activities, and it's just a gem. And people, when they come there and they experience it, they just can't. They ask me, says, "Why didn't I hear about this before?" I said, "I don't know." We're within 3 hours of millions of people in the United States, and what I'm excited about is all these people, when they're going to come to Canaan Valley, experience the spa and the cabins, are going to get a taste of the Canaan Valley, West Virginia, and they're going to want to come back. Once the people come to this area, Canaan Valley, they will come back, and they will tell their friends to come back. And I just think it's going to be wonderful for the folks that come here, and it's going to create a lot of jobs, and it's just going to be a very positive experience overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Angie, what are you excited about?
Everything that Steve just touched on as far as all of the folks coming into the area, I agree with that. But I think the thing that I might be most excited about is that this is an opportunity to also serve the people of Tucker County and surrounding area, the locals. and to be able to bring them some services that they may not have access to, because part of living in such a beautiful area is you have to drive 2 hours to do anything, right?
That's true,
And
yeah.
so I love the fact that we can serve all the tourists that are coming in. That's very important. And it's also very important to be able to serve our local population.
Absolutely. And what's cool about what you all are doing is this is not a pipe dream. This is reality.
Yeah.
You know, it's open. It's tangible. I harken back, and I hate to even bring up a negative, but because this is positively West Virginia, you know, but you know, I remember, I guess it was around 2019, 2020, and the Virgin Hyperloop there was a lot of buzz, and this, you know, this big infrastructure project was going to come and create all these jobs and everything, and then it kind of just fizzled out. Part of it was, I understood, you know, there was different emphasis after the pandemic and on transporting people, and more really focusing more on product, I guess, moving that at high speed. But the cool thing is this is reality, and you guys are doing it, putting your money where your mouth is, so to speak. And that's the essence of entrepreneurship, right? Taking a risk, trying something different, and bringing something to vision, to, you know, concept to actual reality. So hats off to you all. Thank you for letting me pontificate a minute about that. But I am very impressed with what you all are doing. Now, for the question, how do you get the word out about this? How are you guys going to attract customers? Chris, start with you.
You know, right now we're doing really well with our social media, of course, and accommodations. You know, you can create some nice pictures, some good content.
Yes.
And sort of get that out to the mass media, as you can target, you know, your audience that you want to focus on. You know, so you know, being able to get that the message out through social media is the most important. You know, and in your traditional, what is becoming your traditional forms of advertising now, Google. You know, we spend a good bit of money on Google advertising every month, and it actually pays off. You know, it's targeted to people that are looking for accommodations. You know, once Google finds you, they keep hitting you with that image over and over and over. And as you know, in marketing, it's all about touch points. How many times are you touching that person in a certain period of time? You know, so so you know, I've had multiple people mention to me that they're going throughout their day on their work business, and next thing they know, they have this Google ad that pops up on their work computer.
They're in the algorithm.
It's at the cabins, you know. So so you see those things working, you know, and so probably about midsummer, we seen the marketing that we were doing really start to take hold. As you know, in business, you sort of you're ramping up, and hoping that things, you know, eventually start to grab. You know, and that's where we've sort of seen that midsummer. You know, with combined our marketing with people that were searching to go do travel and so yeah, that's.
And I can imagine that once you get somebody to come to Valley View Cabin Resort, they're going to have just an amazing experience, right? And so that becomes, next fall we're going to do that again, and then you start getting that repeat business.
Yeah, the repeat business is important for any business. Lifetime value of a customer.
That's right.
That's the first thing you learn in business school. You know, so repeat business. We have a empty nest couple, a retired couple it's coming back to the resort at the end of the month for their third week. So they stayed here once during the middle of the summer. They came back a month later, and now they're coming back for their anniversary.
Exactly.
For a third week stay.
Beautiful.
You know, so so Gail Sayers, if you hear this out there, that one's for you.
That's awesome. Angie, how about you? How do you plan to attract customers to the Canaan Valley Spa and Wellness Center?
Well, we started our digital marketing probably 2 years ago.
Oh, no kidding.
And and we've done no paid ads or anything, and it has pretty well blown up in the last couple of years. And then,
great.
you know, being featured on 2 episodes of Barnwood Builders, that has really added to, you know, for the cabins and also for the spa. It's been a really great thing. We're appreciative of Mark Bowe and Barnwood Builders for that. But, you know, once we are open, then we'll do some more targeted marketing. I'm sure we'll use Google the same as Chris.
Do you get help and support from like the Tucker County Convention and Visitors Bureau? Did
Yes.
they help you as well?
Yes. Yeah, they're a great support
curious.
system.
I was just
You know,
wondering about that.
we're a county of 6,500 people,
Right.
and we host over 1 million visitors a year.
It's amazing.
So we have to be a team. We have to work together. We all volunteer for things, you know,
Yeah.
and we all utilize the services that are there for us. And yeah, we appreciate that support tremendously.
Love it.
And they do a great job. I mean, we've all heard the slogan "Get Tuckered." That truly is one of the most brilliant marketing campaigns that I've seen, as far as just creating a brand that's built around you and something you want to create. You know,
That's
and
right, yeah.
and that whole image of Get Tuckered truly is an awesome brand and marketing campaign.
I think so too. And it's the whole county does a great job of really promoting that. You know, the outdoors and whether it's hiking, backpacking, camping, mountain biking, skiing. You know, wellness and spa treatments. I love that combination. Steve, from your perspective, what's the long-term vision that you have?
Well, I think this is just the first step. And back to your last question about the marketing, I'm hoping on being on this show.
Yeah, there you go.
I think the phone's going to start ringing right after we leave this place.
That's great.
But I think the sky's the limit. You know, once we get this involved, there's wedding venues, just other opportunities. I think the main thing is activities that the people, other than the winter activities, we already have a lot of summer activities. You know, the hiking, the biking, the water things. But if we start getting more, make things more accessible, like the spa and wellness, I just think that it's going to lead to a lot of other businesses. And the ski resort owner, by the way, they've done a wonderful job with the Timberline Mountain. And every year they're doing other things too. And we're right down the road. They're good partners of ours.
So it could be a synergy almost there between everybody working together.
It's positive energy breeds positive energy.
That's right.
You know, they bought the ski resort and put a lot of money into it, the Perfect Family. Put a lot of money into it and revitalized that area with some new energy. And from there, you know, that's you know where we started to look at this project, and it just, you know, in marketing and I was in commercial real estate, you know, so that was one of our things is positive energy brings positive energy.
Likes attract likes.
Right.
Yep. I love it. I have 3 leaders in front of me, and I'm a student of leadership, so I want to learn from you all. I'm going to go around the horn again. I want to ask a question that I like to ask on the show, and that is, what is one of the most important attributes of a successful business leader today? Angie?
Pay attention.
Pay attention.
Listen.
Yes.
Listen more than you talk. Pay attention and do your homework. Know what you're stepping into. I think that's very, very important. And understanding the environment and the temperature of Tucker County is a very important part of this project. And I think that that's important regardless of the business or the project that someone's taken on.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you for that wisdom. Steve, what would you say is one of the most important attributes of a successful business leader today?
Well, I think one of the things is you have to know your limitations. When you start out, when you're a little younger, you think you can conquer the world. As you get age a little bit more and have more experiences, you realize that there are certain things you're good at, certain things you really aren't good at. And really the main thing to do is you need to surround yourself with really good people. And that's why it's really nice to be in Tucker County, that the people there are amazing. And you find the good people to work with that know areas that you don't know about. And I think you're going to lead to a lot of successes doing that.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for that wisdom. I appreciate it. Chris, how about you?
For me and what we've done, it's all about the details. A lot of times you go through life and you don't look at the small things and you just do things. But you need slowing down and figuring out all of the small details. It's the sum of many that make a whole, and that's one of the things that when you step into the cabins, you see all these small details. And it creates this whole picture of wow. We have your lights turned on when you come in, so you open up that door and it's like, you get this full picture of just the experience that you're about to have.
Yeah.
So
wonderful.
details, it's
intentionality.
Correct.
Yeah. That's
it's turning the shampoo, the little shampoo bottles, it's turning all their labels so that they're out facing the guest, or the water bottles that are in the fridge. You turn all those labels out so that those things are being presented to people. They're not just there; they're being presented to you when you come into the space.
That. And when you talk about experiences, that's the kind of intentionality that we're talking about. I mean, I love what you just said there, Chris, about I learned that in my high school days working at a grocery store. They used to call that facing. So you're taking all the canned goods and making sure that all the labels line up and it looks nice.
Right.
It doesn't look haphazard and random.
In a different industry, I worked as a bartender for a while.
Yeah, there you go.
Learned that when somebody ordered a beer, they wanted that brand, so you presented it to them. You gave it to them with their label out, so that it was presented to them. So
those little things, like you talked about. That's great. Wisdom right there from 3 business leaders. Thank you for sharing that. I learned something from each of you, so thank you guys for that. So you all are entrepreneurs, you're business owners, and I'm going to go around again because I want to hear from you all. A piece of advice you would give to somebody listening to this that might say, that sounds awesome. I want to build a cabin, or I want to start a business. Chris, what would you say to them? What kind of advice would you give to somebody thinking about starting a business here in West Virginia?
Find a mentor. Find somebody who believes in you. With Steve, that's sort of what I found with him. Somebody who believed in me and my vision.
I love it.
So that's one thing that's been huge in me in my life is just finding, and I've had probably 10, 15 mentors throughout my life, and most of them don't know that, but I see them as that, so.
Yeah, and sometimes it's important to let them know that before they're not here. So thank you for sharing that, Chris. That's very powerful, and I 100% agree with proximity and mentorship, so thank you. Steve, how about you?
I'd say you need patience. My instinct is to run in there and do things.
Get her done.
And you can do it the easy way, like my mama used to tell me, do it the easy way or the hard way. And I used to do everything the hard way. But the easy way is, you get in there and you educate yourself and you learn about the particular business you want to get involved with, and have patience and sit back and figure it out, and you're in there for the long run, not the short run. It'll happen, and not every opportunity is going to happen. Sometimes you look at things and it doesn't make any sense, and have a little judgment call so that this is probably not the best move for me right now. Yeah. So I think that's what I would say.
That's a wisdom bomb right there. Thank you. Angie.
That true creation happens from the top down, not the bottom up. And I think that even in our traditional training, business schools and training for entrepreneurs, that we tend to want to start at the bottom and build up. You can't start anything without a dream. And so there has to be a dream, and then there has to be the allowing that to come into fruition. And so, I don't know, Steve may not even know this, but I look back in a journal from 12 years ago, and I wrote about a wellness center in Canaan Valley, what it would look like, what it would offer people, and it is so close to what's sitting on that property right now that it's amazing.
Thank you, Angie. That was powerful, powerful, powerful. 2 things come to mind. Begin with the end in mind.
Yes.
One of the seven habits of highly effective people that Stephen Covey wrote about years ago in that great book. And then the other one is, and you all 3 kind of, summarize this thought that I have is speak it into existence.
Yes.
You visualize it, and then you take steps and surround yourself with great people. And that vibration that you're sending out into the world actually manifests itself into a product, a 12 cabin resort or 30 cabins and walking trails in a wellness center, and taking this acreage and creating something beautiful and meaningful, not only to tourists, but to Tucker County. So thank you all for sharing that. I appreciate that. Now, We've covered a lot in this interview. Is there anything else you think our listeners should know? I'll open the floor up.
Tucker County, it's got its past as, snow sports, skiing, snowboarding. Here recently we've, the four seasonality of the area has truly come into play. A few things happened at the same time. The state of West Virginia Tourism Department started to really effectively market the state outside of just the state itself. Corridor H, the four-lane highway that runs from Davis over to 81. That gave the area a lot of energy. And then COVID happened right when this was happening, and that as well sort of made people look at the outdoors in a different way. Yeah. So all of that energy combined, is really leading people to create this area as four season resort and destination space.
Yeah,
so.
You guys are at the right place at the right time, I'd say. That sounds great. Steve?
Yeah, I think in West Virginia, we all know what a great place West Virginia is.
Yeah.
And Tucker County is a wonderful part of West Virginia. And our best days are ahead. West Virginia has had takes a lot of lumps over the years for various things, national, natural calamities and just all kinds of negative things. But as far as a place to live, it is a wonderful place, and people can come here. When they do, they love it. And like I said, I think that these kinds of projects, and it's not just in Tucker County, there's other places in West Virginia that things are happening. And our best days are ahead, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I agree. Thank you, Steve.
I think there are so many unique stories that we can tell about this project, and it's hard to choose just one. But my favorite personal story about this project was the day that Steve called me and said, "I just bought the property where your stable used to be. Do you think we can put a spa in that barn?" And so you remember that phone call, Steve? Yeah. And so we started to talk about a wellness barn, and that's how this whole thing really started. And and that barn is now where Chris has an office for the cabins. And so there is such a deep connection for me on that piece of property, and how a lot of the wellness in my life came from me riding horses on that property and me understanding that life is not about corporate America. Life is not about chasing that dollar. Life was about living. And I am so grateful for that phone call and for everything that's transpired since that time.
Pivotal moment
Yes.
in the history. I love that. And I love the fact that you've got this connection to the property. And there's something special there that you all are working on. And Steve, I just want to come back to your comment too about the best days ahead of us. I agree with that. And honestly, I feel like what you all are doing is going to be a magnet for people to come from outside of West Virginia to see what we have to offer in the work environment that we have with remote work and telework and high-speed internet and fiber capabilities. I think people can see what's happening here, because we need population. We need good quality people moving here to West Virginia. That's a certainty, because we're one of the only states in the country over the past couple of decades that have lost population. So we need good quality people, and I think this could be a magnet to really kickstart that here in our state. So I think that's pretty awesome. As we close out our time, how can folks learn about the Canaan Valley Spa and Wellness Center? Angie, what's the best way for them to do that?
We do have a website, and it is being updated right now because we're so close to our grand opening, but it is Canaan Valley Spa WV.com. Our social media, if you hit all of our social media handles, we put everything on there and keep everybody updated on what's happening. Love it.
We'll have links to all that in the show notes as well as social media. Chris, how about from your perspective, Valley View Cabin Resort? How can folks, get online and book a stay?
It's easy. You can go onto Google and of course, search Valley View Cabin Resort, or you can go valleyviewcabinresort.com. or even Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, Facebook's a good way to see the personality of a company. You see the various posts on a website. You know, you get an idea of what they do. But when you go on their social media, you get an idea of their personality on what they tried to push. And,
I love that, yeah.
And so, you know, our Facebook page is really popular, just Valley View Cabin Resort. So, so yeah, it's, you know, various different ways to check us out.
Yeah, we'll make sure, again, we have links to all that in the show notes as well as on our social media posts. And it will make sure we help get the word out there so you guys can really flourish here in the coming months. Our guests once again on the show today are Steve White, Chris Waters, and Angie Shockley with Canaan Valley Spa and Wellness Center and also Valley View Cabin Resort. It's been an honor, true honor, to have all three of you in the studio here today to talk about this magnificent project that you have been embarking on and are opening, and just I can't wait to see what this brings. I could see the imagery. Angie, I've got to book some time down there because I need all those services, like I said.
I can hook you up.
And I just want to say, you know, I'm really encouraged by all three of you working together and this whole vision coming together. And I just want to encourage you to keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks
for
so
having
much.
us.
Awesome. That's a wrap, folks, on another episode of Positively West Virginia. If you or someone you know would be a great guest on our show, drop us a line on our website at positivelywv.com. And of course, we appreciate your encouragement, your reviews, and sharing these awesome stories of Steve and Chris and Angie and what they're doing in Tucker County. That helps them and it helps us as well. So that's kind of cool. On behalf of our entire Positively West Virginia team, including our producer today, Mr. Jimmy Murray behind the controls, I'm your host, Jim Matuga. Stay positive, West Virginia.
We'd like to thank our partners, Highmark West Virginia, Freedom Kia of Morgantown, Interaction Media, Humble Influence, and our studio sponsor, Breezeline, for helping to share these positive stories. If you'd like to become a sponsor of the Positively West Virginia podcast, visit positivelywv.com/sponsor.